Welcome back to Next Stop Mississippi. I am in with my traveling partners, Java Chapman and Kamel King with Visit Mississippi. And right now we have got another little treat for the Halloween season. We have got the Briarwood Art Center's Pints and Pumpkins, a wine and painting experience event in the building with us. And they're going to be doing this event Saturday, October 26th as well. But there's also going to be a trunk or treat coming up at the Briarwood Art Center. Briarwood Art Center stays busy. I don't even know how they keep their schedule together because there's
goat. You got the goat at the helm who's driving the wheel.
We do have the goat driving the wheel, and he's in right now. Fifth Child, a.k.a. Stephen Brown. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, man. I'm good. I'm glad to have you on this show. This is my first time sitting across from you.
Man, I was just
It's been too long.
What?
And we've known each other for a long
serious?
time.
It's been too long.
Yep, this is my first time him ever sitting across from me.
I made it.
And you never
I have arrived.
You never came to 97, did you?
No.
Not with me there.
No, I did not.
Nope. So
No, I
this
did
is a
not.
treat. I get to sit in front of Fifth.
I get to sit in front of you.
You know you're so famous.
You are
Chill
so
out.
famous.
Chill out.
A musical genius, a production genius, a lyrical
He's
genius,
so famous.
a performance genius, a nonprofit
You know what?
genius.
I receive it. Glory to God.
Yes. I was just
receive
looking
it.
at some of your performances from the show at Martin's that you did.
Yeah, the
that,
Devin the Dude
Yeah,
show.
that the works
That's my
shot
favorite
for you.
one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let me
you
tell
murdered
something.
that.
Man, dude.
You murdered that.
You are a real MC.
Fifth.
Like, you got so many different feathers in your cap that you do so well. It makes me sick.
Listen, praise God.
I know, praise God.
You see these bags under my eyes, I work for it.
I mean, you do. You do. Talk about your love for Briarwood Art Center.
Yes.
I am deeply in love with Briarwood Arts Center. Truthfully, these last 2 years it wasn't like this is some grand master plan that I've always had. That's not the case at all.
Right.
It was God's calling. It was timing. It was a perfect storm of a lot of different things. And I see how the skill set that I built throughout the years with these different jobs and working in the arts and cultural scene, it's all been like waxing the floor, paint the fence sort of moments.
Right.
That now it's like, oh, I see how that transferable skill is allowing me to be a leader in this arts administration scene and just create opportunities for others.
love it.
It's been an amazing journey.
I mean, we can see your passion for it for
Yes,
sure.
indeed. Talk about that journey. I mean, because the entire time, you've been a performing artist, a writer, a producer. You've worked with a lot of kids and gotten a lot of children to college and things of that nature. But you also have taken people on the journey of saying, you know what, I'm stepping away from the traditional job and the balance of being an independent person and an artist and creative along with a professional, and I'm going full entrepreneur. But you took people on the ride. So talk about that journey.
Yeah, so well, two things. One is the quote that if I had a tattoo, it would be tatted on me, just that we are not called to be impressive. We're just called to be obedient.
Ooh,
And
that's a whole
so,
word.
just truly embracing the calling, and then understanding that you may not have it all figured out. Like if somebody would have asked me in August of 2022, so explain Briarwood Arts Center in full, what it's going to be, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And people don't often get the opportunity to take chances or have people take chances on them because we're expecting perfection from the onset.
Yeah.
And it's like you deserve time to get it wrong. You deserve time to figure it out. And so that's the one blessing. And then the other word that has really stuck with me for the last several years is audacity. Like, who do you think you are? What makes you think that you get to really go after your dreams? And you should wait until somebody gives you permission to do so. And if nobody learns anything else from me and my journey and my story, nobody gets to validate you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Except
Yourself.
I would attribute a lot of that to your upbringing too. Today's my mother's birthday, and we've been knowing each
Shout
other.
out, Miss King.
I know. And your mom and my mom worked
Yeah.
together for all those years, and we've had similar tracks from having a great foundation in that type of way.
And you know what? Since now that they're both retired, and we can talk about it, our mothers particularly had an approach to education where it was like, yeah, I know what the district and the state says, but as far as me and my classroom and what my kids need, I'm going to tailor what I do according to the actual needs of my kids.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what made them masters.
And and in their time, other educators might have seen them as rogue or like. But no, it's like I work with these kids every day, and I see their needs. I know sometimes we may need to spend a little more time on this particular unit. Maybe they grasp this early and we can move on to the next, but we're not just going to be dictated by somebody in the office that had a lot of them have never been in the classroom in their lives.
Right.
And so that same kind of like, nah. Right. I know who I am, and I know what I'm capable of.
Right.
Good stuff.
And
great.
so that spirit is it's in us.
It's in us. That's right.
And what you're capable of definitely is touching an entire community, and you're touching them not only through the Briarwoods Art Centers, but through the arts and the events that you offer there at the center. Talk about this month and the coming months about some of the events that you have outside of the Halloween season.
Yeah, because of course pints and pumpkins.
Yeah.
Big deal, and I also want to be clear, like, so that event is taking place at Briarwood Art Center, like all the rest of these. But you'll get some time to talk about experienced architects and just the things that Jan has been doing and curating her own curriculum of courses. And
Jangela is here right now, and she is painting live this pumpkin on air. So if you're watching on YouTube on our live stream, you can see her paint this pumpkin live on air. But talk about some of those events though.
We've had some really cool things this month. Definitely with our dance programming, our line dancing. Tonight there's a salsa and bachata class, which is called Fiesta Friday. Okay. Hosted by Ariana Marcel.
Okay.
Last night we had ACT Prep Club. There are people, some that were adult students that were trying to get into nursing programs all the way down to ninth graders. Our interview preparedness. Say what?
That's a wild party there.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have a weekly youth mentorship program every Wednesday evening from 6 to 7, and we had a guest presenter, McKinley Pierce from the Boys and Girls Club of Central Mississippi came and did a cooking demonstration and had like what they call it, the little burners, induction burners.
Yeah.
And the kids made chicken Alfredo. So there's just so much cool stuff that happens at the center, and people get to try out ideas, even if we don't have a huge draw, even if there's not a ton of attendees. Just the fact that we did that,
and there's
we
created a space for it.
And I'm gonna say this, and not to put down any other ones, but this is a community center that's working.
Now you just said it. A community, because there are a lot of them that did not work, that did not start for the right reasons, that did start for the right reasons, but the community did not support it, or they weren't creative and adaptive and fluid enough. But this one is working.
And sometimes you have to be. Sometimes they come in from outside, right? This one is an inside.
You know what?
Yes, Jermaine.
I'm not going to take up too much time, but I do want to speak on that for a second. For one, like, this isn't just a, this is my neighborhood, so it's personal.
Yeah.
Briarwood Art Center is 100 feet from my front door. And then when we decided to start the center, the day that we recognize as our birthday is September 10th, 2022. We didn't have, there was no paint on the walls. We didn't have any furniture. We didn't have a giant, like, grand scheme of how we were going to do things. The reason we recognize September 10th as our birthday, because that day we hosted a community open house. I went to Lowe's. I got a whole bunch of chairs, and brought them to the center. I got some giant Post-it notes. I put the Post-it notes on the walls the walls in the 10 rooms of the building. I invited artists, community members, parents, kids, residents in the neighborhood, and we sat down in the room. I said, hey, what does this need to be? Instead of me just building something or fixing you a plate and being like, you gonna eat whatever I feed you.
Right.
I'm like, no, what do we need? What is missing? What void is there? Okay, we're gonna build based on what you guys think we should have because you're who we're trying to serve.
Right. Well, speaking of serving, Jangela is serving us right now, and I want to get into Jangela Burden with Experience Architects. Jangela, talk a little bit about your love for Experience Architects and what that is.
Well, Experience Architect is a company that we curate immersive events. So like the paint and sip. So when you come to an event of ours, similar to our paints and pumpkins, you'll be fully immersed. So you'll have the Halloween decorations. You'll feel like a really Picasso. Even if you're like me and just a beginner painter, because it looks like I'm really serious about this right now. And I am serious. I'm not a Picasso, but I love to curate environments for people that want to come be creative and having creative outlet on things.
Yeah.
So it really helps you stay young when you're creative and you tap into that childhood like things of yours.
Right.
So I really like connecting those experiences for people.
Right. So this experience connects some childlike with the pumpkin painting, and then the pints is definitely the adult side of things. What can everybody expect from Pints and Pumpkins?
Well, you can expect a great time. So every workshop is curated directly to its theme. So again, you don't have to have the Picasso level of painting. You can be very beginner friendly. We're going to do some laughing. We may even do some karaoke. Prizes will be given to the best dressed Halloween costume. So it's going to be come on in. We're loving the spirit of the Hot Wheels.
Speaking I've got y'all's. I'm a Hot Wheels fairy, so I've got y'all's Hot Wheels to go. Okay, Hot Wheels fairy. You're welcome. You're welcome. I've got you one.
No, this is for you.
This is for me.
So,
Okay, fine. Okay,
they're going to provide all the supplies. They've got the pumpkins, the paints, the brushes, and everything, right, Jangela?
Yes, including the wine. So come relax and enjoy yourself.
Awesome. So if they wanted to know more about you and where they could go to figure out more about Experience Architects, where could they go?
You can visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Experience Architects Jackson, or you can visit our website at www.eajackson.shop, and you'll see more of our workshops to come, more perfume making and candle making, and you'll get the full experience every time.
And y'all get into this pumpkin painting that she's doing. Let me see what you got, Jangela. Okay, it says Happy Halloween.
It's giving us something to my inner childhood. Inner childhood.
Look, I bought one pre-painted from Kroger.
Yeah, we love it.
That's a pre-painted one.
I thought it was written on with like a Sharpie or something like that.
It was pre-painted from Kroger.
Somebody mentioned that Jan also is coming on the heels of a sold-out perfume making class, too.
Wow.
So,
Congrats.
that's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, in addition to this Pints and Pumpkins, a wine and painting experience at the Briarwood Arts Center, you've got your trunk or treat coming up?
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit. We've got about 45 seconds or so.
Trunk or treat. Go! October 31st, 4 to 7, Briarwood Arts Center. Food, games, prizes, art, raffle.
Tell them where they can go to get more information about Briarwood Arts Center.
BriarwoodArtCenter.com. We got a website. We legit. We somebody. Yeah, for real. But the trunk treat, and we still do have a few spaces open if folks want to decorate a trunk and show up. We just ask you to come between 3 and 3:30 on that day.
Awesome. Y'all, I love it.
After party for adults, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We got a party. Speaking of party, I'm going to have to go re-inflate my tire.
It has gone down again.
It's done. It's done.
It's done.
That tire's done. Listen, plus we're done. We've come to the end of another great trip. We want to thank you for riding shotgun and thank today's guest. We had some good ones today. Tabitha Barnes, Director of Marketing and Events at Traintastic Museum. We've got Fifth Child, a.k.a. Stephen Brown, owner and operator of the Briarwood Arts Center, and artist Jangela Burden for riding with us today. To submit an event or find out more information about these and what's happening around your neck of the woods, visit mpbonline.org. Click the community tab to view SIP events or email me events@mpbonline.org. Next Stop Mississippi is produced by yours truly. For Java Chapman and Kamel King with Visit Mississippi, I'm Jermaine Flood. Shout out to everybody who produces the live stream. Henry Lena! Tina, I see you back there. Sahana, I see you back there. I'm Jermaine Flood. It's Southern Remedy for Women up next. Join us next Friday at 10 a.m. for another great trip here on Next Stop, Mississippi.